Good evening, fellow Toastmaster esteemed guests.
Good evening.
A couple of announcements from my side. This is the fourth week wherein our new EC, that is Executive Committee, is finishing 1 month. And I would like to appreciate the Executive Committee for this term, for its hard work and the roles, what they have stepped in very quickly, effortlessly, and doing the roles diligently. So I would like to extend a huge round of applause to the EC team. And as usual, I'm making this as my anthem to motivate all of you guys. Please take up roles, please take up speeches. There are only 2 speeches today. I would like to see that 3-4 speeches are there every week on week. And then our VPE, Toastmaster Apoorva, should come and tell us that there's a fight now. We have 5 people lined up and only 3 speeches we can give. So I want that time to come back. So please prepare yourself. Try giving your prepared speeches over here. And take up the TAPG roles and MTG roles as much as possible. And come behind the lectern. Okay, just continuing again. Whenever anyone goes behind lectern, until the other person doesn't come behind the lectern, please do not leave the lectern empty. For example, a table topic master gives a topic to a particular Toastmaster over here. Until the table topic master doesn't come, return back to the lectern, please do not leave the lectern empty. We are not supposed to do that. And whenever you come to the lectern and you leave the lectern, please give a handshake. That's very important. That's I've been observing people are not doing it. Please follow these norms. That is what we follow in a Toastmaster meeting. And when you address the crowd, there are different ways of addressing crowd. And I would like AKP sir to please help us understand how to address a particular crowd when you come behind the lectern, when a general evaluator calls you, when a table topic master calls you, when the master of ceremonies calls you. So there are different ways of how you address everyone. Sir, I would like to highlight.
There.
Yes.
Here itself.
Yes, sir.
See, the basic concept is with some kind of apology to her, because don't address anybody as guy or crowd. First, don'ts. Okay. Say we are addressing an audience. So addressing in Toastmasters is depending on the Toastmaster. He is a Toastmaster, you call him Toastmaster. All are Toastmaster except the person who is a DTM. DTM is Distinguished Toastmaster. U Bhat is there, myself, and who else is there? Udanka. So they are currently in operation or in the place. So this is the basic distinction. And when you are addressing the, say you start a speech, so you thank the person who has introduced you, saying that it was a generous introduction, thanks for the brief or succinct introduction. So you make a comment on that, and you proceed by addressing Mr. Toastmaster, the MC we call, but he is typically, actually as per Toastmaster norms, he is called a Toastmaster, the one who anchors the meeting. So Mr. Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome. Yes, this is the speaker mode. When it comes to table topic, it is a table topic master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome. Yes, this is the one. As a evaluation, it is addressed to General Evaluator, Mr. General Evaluator, fellow Toastmasters, and so in particular, the one who has spoken. So these are the basic modes. So you should be able to imbibe or engrave this in your mind, so that no time you fall out of that rail. So what happens is that it leaves you with some freedom by which you can proceed with what you want to say. So this you should really literally sink in, and it should become part of your DNA. Okay, so that's about it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. And today we will be discussing a club success plan with the EC committee, wherein what we are planning, the goals, what we have for the next term, for the coming next 2 terms, we are going to discuss that with the EC committee. And with that, since our VP is not there right now, I'm going to show you there. Okay, it's the VP now.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters.
Good evening.
So today I'll be passing around the sheet. I request each of you to fill your name, the pathway you are in, the level and project you have completed, and your mentor's name. This will help us to know where each of us are standing in our club, and also help us to plan the club success plan and achieve the required DCP points. So I will pass around. I request each and every single member of our club to fill this up. And coming to the role takers, for the upcoming meeting, which is on August 11th, the following roles have been booked. General evaluation by Toastmaster Shiva, table topic master by Toastmaster Rachana, and the following members have booked their speech slot for the same. One speech slot has been booked by Toastmaster Rahul, one by Toastmaster Prashant, and third speech slot has been booked by Toastmaster Madhusudan. A request and a reminder to each member to book a role or a speech slot well in advance. Please don't cancel it or postpone it for some or the other reason, because it gets very difficult for me to plan and also leads to a lot of confusion. Especially today there was 2 last minute cancellations even after I sent out the agenda. So please avoid doing that. Thank you, and over to the president.
Good evening,
Good
fellow
evening.
Toastmasters and welcome guests.
Good evening.
If you think of the information that a person has as random isolated points in space, then the knowledge that the person has or gained or learned is the graph that connects them all by their perspectives, their biases, and their life experiences. And isn't it cool that you can transform something, you can transform pieces of information or our understanding of it just by connecting the dots? And that is exactly what Google did when they came up with this idea of revolutionizing search in 2012. Now, pre-2012, the way search usually worked was through matching keywords. You type in a query and it basically matches those exact words in its vast database. But the landscape, the internet is a vast landscape with random bits and blobs of information. How do you effectively navigate it to find exactly what the user is looking for? Google came up with a solution for this by leveraging the idea of a knowledge graph. Now, what they basically did was they took these isolated points in space, these pieces of information, and connected them together by using the relationships that connected these pieces of information. And so that's the concept of a knowledge graph, and I'll explain it with an example. So let's say you have a restaurant. Have any of you heard or been to a restaurant called Soda Bottle Opener Wala in Bangalore? Yeah? Okay. I had never heard of this before. But now imagine this is circa 2012 and you've typed this into Google. What do you expect it's going to show you? It might show you soda bottle openers. It might show you soda bottles. It might even show you people who open soda bottles for a living. But as of now, if you were to actually look at it, what it's going to show you is a restaurant. It has connected the address, the name of the restaurant, the review, the menus, all to this one real life, real world entity called a restaurant called Soda Bottle Opener. Now, here's another funny thing I came across. So, with a show of hands, has anyone heard of, or can you tell me, if you were to Google, and I don't want anyone to Google, what you would get if you search for alien space station? No Googling. That's a good answer. I actually didn't think of that.
They show up the country USA.
That fits right now. Anything else? Okay. Can someone Google this for me right now and tell me? Shuba, would you mind Googling alien space station? Any other guesses in the meantime?
Wonderla equivalent amusement park.
It's actually a good idea.
It's a township in Hyderabad.
I know, it's a township in Andhra Pradesh. It's a gated community. And it's run by this business group called aptly Alien Group. Now, unless aliens have set up shop in India, on Earth in India, and have created a business group called Alien Group and wish to advertise themselves as that they have landed here, If you were to search for this circa 2012, you would probably get a lot of mentions of all the possible things you guys came up with. But with the knowledge graph, Google search has basically understood the concept that this is a real world entity and that it's a township and a community, and it gives you details related to that. Anyway, now talking about knowledge and information, let's have a small pop quiz to see how many of us know, like really know our president, Toastmaster Latha. So really quick pop quiz, okay? Raise your hands. Raise your hands if you know this. What does she do for a living?
She's a trainer.
Correct, she's a skills
Soft skill.
development trainer. What are her hobbies?
Watching movies.
Yes. Anything else?
Food.
Okay. Cooking.
She's a
yes,
foodie.
yeah. She likes traveling, reading, and cooking. How many years of industry experience does she have?
10 plus.
Okay, yes, she has 20 plus years as a skills development trainer. So, looks like we know our president pretty well, and I think you've all done my job for me. So, with that, please join me in welcoming President Toastmaster Latha.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rachana, for this very creative introduction. First time I had a quiz on me, that how my club knows its president. Thank you so much. Now let's start with our guest introduction. I would like the guests to stand wherever they are. Please introduce yourself, your name, and how did you come to know about it? Please start.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Toastmasters. I'm Ajay Chandra. Chetan here introduced me to the club. So, what else am I supposed to tell?
Okay, why do you want to join our club?
Okay, I think I've already said 10 hours in my introduction. So, part of my objective of joining the club is to make my the way I handle myself better, more professional, since it is bound to help me in my professional journey. So that's one of the objectives I want to join.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters. Myself, Puneeth. I am from Kerala. So I came to know about the club through internet, and a friend of mine also told me about it. So I wanted to improve on my public speaking skill and presentation skill. That's why I'm here for. Hope I can further improve on that. Thank you.
Good evening, Toastmasters. I'm Aadishwar. I just turned 18 a week back. I'm from Bangalore itself. I got to know about Toastmasters from my father actually, and I'm here to build my confidence in speaking in front of a large crowd. Thank you.
I welcome you all guests, and I hope to see you as Maconians in coming weeks. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon our acting secretary, Toastmasters Shuba, to read out the MOA for meeting number 1327.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Here are the minutes of the meeting number 1327 held on the 28th of July 2025. The theme was Dance in the Rain. Word of the week, Munificent. The business session started at 6:26 p.m. and was chaired by Resident Toastmaster Latha. In the business session, the following points were addressed. President Toastmaster Latha made the following announcements. Sergeant-at-Arms Toastmaster Rachana attended the club officers training program held on the 26th of July, and hence with that, all club officers have attended the program, thus helping the club earn half a DCP point. Vice President Education Toastmaster Apoorva made the following announcements. For the meeting to be held on 4th August, the Master of Ceremonies role has been booked by Toastmaster Jyothi. Table Topics Master by Toastmaster Apoorva TR. General Evaluator role by Toastmaster Lalana, and all 3 speech slots have been booked. For the meeting to be held on 11th August, the Table Topic Master role has been booked by Toastmaster Jyothi, and all 3 speech slots have been booked. The other roles are open and interested members could apply. The regular meeting started at 6:28 p.m. The acting Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Madhusudan started the meeting with an introduction about the theme and later handed over the charge to President Toastmaster Latha. President Toastmaster Latha opened the meeting, spoke on the theme and introduced the Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Sakshi Gupta. Master of Ceremonies Toastmaster Sakshi Gupta spoke on the theme and introduced the following role takers for the day: Timer Toastmaster Rahul, Accounter Toastmaster Nandakishore, TP Evaluator Toastmaster Suresh, and Grammarian Toastmaster Deepa. The prepared speech session had the following speakers: Toastmaster Shuba, evaluated by Toastmaster Shiva, and Toastmaster Shreya, evaluated by Toastmaster Apoorva. The table topic session was conducted by Toastmaster Gajendra, and there were a total of 10 speakers. The general evaluation was conducted by Toastmaster Jyothi, and the winners of the week were Best Prepared Speaker, Toastmaster Shuba; Best Evaluator, Toastmaster Shivaprasad; Best Table Topic Speaker, TPM, Distinguished Toastmaster U Bhat; Best Role Taker, Toastmaster Rahul; and Best MTG Role Taker, Toastmaster Gajendra. The President closed the meeting at 8:30 p.m. followed by the National Anthem. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster. Acting Secretary Toastmaster Shuba for reading out the MOM. Any amendments proposed or any objections raised? So hereby I know, since there are no objections raised or any amendments proposed, I hereby accept the MOM number 1328 and open the meeting. Since there are no amendments and no objections, I hereby consider the MOM number 1327 accepted and open the meeting number 1328. Information is not knowledge, said Albert Einstein. And there's the second part also to it. Now let me take a very relative example. Now our VPE said that she tells about what are the roles open, what are the already roles being taken for the coming meetings. So this is kind of an information what we get when we are sitting here. Then after some days we get the agenda for the next coming Monday. So what happens in the agenda is all the information what she gave here is given in a more comprehensive manner, more detailed manner, wherein who's going to do the presidential address, who's going to read out the secretary report, how many minutes we are given, who are the prepared speakers, who are the evaluators, who are the mentors, and who the table topic master, everything about the particular meeting. All the details are given to us. Then the meeting happens. One more thing what we do here is we have a video recording. Very few clubs have it, but our club does a YouTube recording, where after 1 or 2 days, the whole meeting has been recorded and comes on the YouTube. So that is the second part of a detailed summary. Then comes the MOMs. The minutes of meeting of that particular session meeting what we had, the MOMs come, which gives a more complete description of what happened in the meeting, who were the role takers, who were the table topic masters, and what time the meeting started, business session, everything. Now why I'm talking about this is, how many of you read the MOMs? How many of you read the agenda? Couple of us. Yes, couple of us. Because there are very few people who can find if there is some errors in the agenda or MOMs, very few people pick it up. Now why I think this is very related to us, because when the VP starts with giving how many roles are there open and closed, is the raw information what we have over here. Now information is what? Information is data what is collected. When it is comprehended correctly into reporting stage, that is what is called knowledge. So that is what happens in our club in a stage by stage manner. Then after, when you come to the MOM, you will see the scorecard what comes at the end, an Excel sheet. My question now is, how many of you go through that Excel sheet? Only 2 of us? Okay, I'm the president, I'll go through it because I need to see there are no errors over there. Others, I would request everyone to go there because that will give you knowledge where you are standing, what are the ratings, what you are getting, who's the TAPG winner, who's the MTG winner, because at the end of the term, a lot of winners decided. So you know where you're standing. Or you can motivate yourself. Okay, this person, this time let me take up MTG role. I get these many points. Maybe I start taking more roles. I may get any award at this particular term. So that is why the whole knowledge is processed. Albert Einstein, as the second part of this particular proverb what he gave, that the only source for knowledge is experience. Until you are not experienced, you can't be knowledgeable. Until you don't have information, also you can't be knowledgeable. So, keeping in this, I would request everyone to please go through the agendas, please go through the scorecards, please go through the MOM, and please go through the recordings also what we have YouTube. They put in a lot of effort in the YouTube recordings, a lot of effort goes in. See, if you have taken up a role, how were you behind the lecture? Take feedbacks. How can I improve? How can I be a better speaker? How can the feedback what they gave me, how I can do better with that? Keeping all that, because we all come here to be better communicators and better leaders. That's the only objective why we all are coming here. So please go through all that knowledge what our club is giving us and see how we can improve ourselves. Because I always tell people when I meet out that Mekong Communication Club is a factory where effective communicators and able leaders are made. And the only objective what we should have is, we should churn out effective communicators and able leaders. Because the brand name what we are holding, is the flag should fly more higher. So with that, the person who gave this theme, I admire her a lot. I would use the word admire. Because I would tell she's the only dramatic queen of Mekong Communication Club. When she comes behind the lectern, I'm just like this, I'm just observing her facial expressions, her prepared speeches. Currently, she's working as an HR in Infotech, but more than as an HR, we always remember her as the Toastmaster comes behind the lectern and lives up the room. With this introduction, I would like to welcome our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Jyothi.
Thank you, President Toastmaster Latha, for that wonderful introduction. Today, at a click of a button, we come to know why do we have pains and aches? When was Tughlaq born? Who is the owner of Safina Plaza? And what is the current turnover profit of Amazon? Good evening, Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
During COVID, it had become a fad for many people to cook various cuisines and to bake. My daughter also succumbed to this trend. One late morning, she declared, "Ma, I'm going to bake chocolate cake. Ma, where is the white flour?" I was busy with my work, office work, and so from my desk I replied, "Beta, it's in the third row, in the corner shelf, maybe the second or third steel container." In a while, the aroma of the baking cake filled up the house. The sweet fragrance did not allow me to concentrate on my work. And I constantly kept looking at the clock, waiting for the oven to buzz. And it beeped. The cake was out of the oven. "Mom, the cake is flat. It's not fluffy," cried my daughter. I took a bite of the cake and I was sure something was amiss. "Did you add the baking powder?" I asked. "Yes, of course, Ma," she replied. "Then what happened?" Guess what happened? She had used white rice flour instead of maida, the white flour. The knowledge is in in differentiating the two identical flowers. My daughter had the information, the list of ingredients required to prepare a cake, to bake a cake, but she lacked the knowledge to see, feel, and sense the difference in the texture of the flour. Today, many of us are obsessed to have information in our memory. Who owns what? How much is required? How much was spent in constructing a road? What is the global climatic condition? My dear friends, at times, many think they are knowledgeable having these information in their memory. Personally, for me, knowledge is much deeper. Knowledge is when we understand, when we know how to use this information at the right time, with the right, at the right opportunity, and with the right technique to enrich our life along with someone else's life. And this knowledge was with one person a century ago named Rahul Smith, who knew a mere information about how to overcome fear of public speaking would not be enough. He knew a continuous and consistent feedback given to the members, which they would implement in their communication styles, would give them knowledge and the confidence to speak in front of public and to gain leadership skills. And so Toastmasters was formed in the year 1924 on 24th of October, 22nd. 22nd of October at the basement of YMCA St. Anna, California. It was started with a handful of members then, but today we have in 149 countries, more than 148, 149 countries, with more than 280,000 members, having a club for around 14,000 plus clubs. And our Mekong Communication Club was started in the year 1998 with the idea to transform information into knowledge and to have the core values of integrity, respect, service, and excellence to its members. Today, a team of 4 brings us the value of time, crutch words, grammar, and parliamentary procedure to enable us to refine our public speaking skills. And for this, we have 4 role takers. As I call upon them, please speak about your role in detail. For the timer, we have Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, Toastmasters and guests. As a timer, I will time the table topic speakers, formal speeches, and the evaluations. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific times remaining. Table topic speakers should limit their remarks to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card, and at 1 minute 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card, and at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. Those giving icebreaker speeches should be 4 to 6 minutes in length. At 4 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 5 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the red card. Most other speeches should be 5 to 7 minutes in length. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. At 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. I would like to mention the time determinant in our meetings. Exceeding the allotted time, that is upper limit plus 30 seconds. Example, evaluator, the upper limit is 3 minutes. So she or she gets 3 minutes 30 seconds and the speaker or evaluator will be ineligible to win the ribbon. I request everyone today to make conductive use of time, keeping this in mind. I will give my report during the general evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa. We have Toastmaster Sakshi at the R counter.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As our counter for today, my role is to maintain a track of record when we use the words, filler words such as you know, so, like. I'll be maintaining the record of such usages and. But before I move on to the report and maintain a track of it, I want to explain why this role is important for the Toastmasters. As our theme for today, information is not knowledge, and saying words or 17 times doesn't make us knowledgeable. So today I challenge each one of you to, whenever your brain wants to speak words like or like, you know, just silence at that time, or you can pretend as if you are dramatic, or you can just mischievously smile at that time, so that it makes other people that it is a part of your plan. So let's not become like a broken Wi-Fi for today's meeting. I'll give my report during the general evaluation. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi. And at the PP, as a PP evaluator, we have Toastmaster Sachin.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Sachin, so I'll be the PP evaluator for today. So, in order to ensure a smooth and respectful meeting, I request everyone to keep their phones on silent mode. Also, refrain from talking about sex, religion, and politics. And also enter and exit only during applause so that the speakers don't get distracted. It could be the prepared speeches or the table topic. And also avoid crosstalk during the speeches when they are on stage. Thank you.
Thank you for briefing about the Parliament procedure evaluation. And now we have at the Grammarian Toastmaster Nandakishore.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. As Grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language. I will take a note of any improper language as well as outstanding words, quotes, sayings, or thoughts. As Grammarian, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day, which is transcend. The meaning of the word transcend means to raise above or beyond limits. An example of using the word transcend is great speeches often transcend words and touch the hearts of the audience. I will give the Grammarian's report when called upon during the meeting and also on the usage of the word of the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandakishore. Now, for the benefit of the guest, a typical Toastmaster session meeting consists of 3 sessions. The prepared speech, where the speaker has full time and can prepare their speech as per the pathway guidelines. The second interesting and exciting session is the table topic session, where the table topic master gives a random topic to a random member, and the time allotted for them to think about the topic is till they come and reach the lecture. The third and the most interesting session is the evaluation, general evaluation, where we come to know how and what can be done to make our meetings much better, and the art of giving and receiving feedback. So without further ado, let's dive into the first session of today. Before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call the evaluator, Toastmaster Puneeth Surana, to please read out the guidelines of this speech.
The speaker is presenting his icebreaker speech, where he is learning the basic of a speech structure and introducing himself to the club. The speech title is Survival to Service. With that, all the best to the icebreaker speaker. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneeth. Today's first speech is the icebreaker speech. And the icebreaker speech is going to be given. Well, we are all waiting for him to introduce himself. The speech title is From Survival to Service, and the icebreaker speaker is Toastmaster Suresh.
My childhood ended twice. Once when I lost my father at 11, and again when the death knocked at 17. No one to turn to. Life simply said, go survive. My father's business collapsed. Everything he built vanished. The house we lived in, the shop we owned disappeared. To know my story better, we need to rewind the tape a little further. I lost my father at 11. Sudden cardiac arrest. After hearing his brothers met with a serious accident, they survived, but he didn't. I'm Suresh Jagannath. I'm an advocate and a mindset coach. My wife Sushma is an aspiring career counselor. My son Idant is now at 6 and he's already completed the YLP with Toastmasters. I was 17 when I first made my debut into the world of earnings. As a physical laborer in a fabric export company. My job role was to folding, packing, lifting, loading. It's not a fancy job, it's not with a fancy job title. Also, I did not have any pay slips to be proud of. The only intention was to work for survival, to pay off debts, and also to put food on table. Later, I applied for a job, a sales job at Citibank. I was all prepared to talk about numbers, targets. During the interview, the manager asked me, "Do you have a girlfriend?" I wondered for a second, is it Citibank or Shadi.com? I smiled too, but it's somewhere inside its tongue. I did have a girlfriend, but I had to break up because of my financial situation. I did get a job. In 5 years, I cleared all my debts. Deep down, I still wanted a graduation certificate. I enrolled in a law college. while working for 10 hours of night shifts in call center. With less than 4 hours of sleep for the next 5 years, my body wanted to file a human rights case against me. Now you may wonder, why law? I remember the fear of harassment caused by the lenders using the influence of police. I decided to be someone who is not afraid of police anymore. Finally, I earned the black coat and the courtroom. Life brought me from pushing a bike without fuel and to buy my dream cars. Not one, but two. An Audi A4 and an A6. Even after that, something inside me was not satisfied. I felt there's something more I need to do. That's where that inner calling of serving others came to picture. From survival to service. I became a mindset coach with a mission to impact at least 1 lakh of lives and also to build an army of trainers, or transformational trainers for that matter. To lead others, I must grow too. Competence is important, but confidence is paramount. That's the reason I am here with Toastmasters. I just don't need to talk well, but I also speak to connect and guide people who are struggling, just like how I was. The real glory is not in the rewards. Finally, my friends, the glory is in the struggle. To you, man.
To lead others, I must grow too. What a wonderful ice-break speech and an inspiring speech by Toastmaster Suresh. And with that, we move on to our next speaker. As this too is an ice-break speech, we may omit the evaluator to speak about the guidelines of the speech. And now, it's time to welcome our second speaker. Our second speaker is also going to give an ice-break speech with the title, Life Isn't About Finding Yourself. Life isn't about finding yourself, it is about creating yourself. And this title speech is going to be given by, put your hand together and welcome Toastmaster Aadishwar.
Life isn't about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome, dear guests. My name is Aadishwar, and I'm going to take you through my journey from my childhood to where I am today. So, I was born and brought up in Bangalore, a city I absolutely love. You know, people ask me, what's Bangalore famous for? I tell many things, but 3 mainly things are filter coffee, our traffic, and a common line we all say. Just 5 minutes, bro, coming on the way, when we clearly mean half an hour. I did all my schooling in the Oxford Senior Secondary School, following the CBSE syllabus. You know, people say school life is the golden period of your life. I absolutely agree to it. You know, you make friends, you make memories for lifetime. The one major academic challenge I thought in my school life would be the class 10 board examinations. And when the time came to show all my efforts, show my hard work, boom, COVID-19 entered the scene. When the world was panicking for sanitizers and lockdown, we students were wondering, will the exam be there? Will it be online or offline? Subjective or objective? Will the exam be there? But we were not given an answer. We were just asked to attend online lectures and study for our examinations. But okay, so one fine day when I was actually solving physics numericals, a breaking news comes, and the breaking news goes like, "मेरे प्यारे देशवासियों, class 10 CBSE exams हो गए cancel." And I was just solving my physics numerical. I just dropped my pen and I was in shock for a moment. Is it for real? And then I confirmed with my parents, and they were like, "Yes, I leave that half-solved problem, close my books, go, take my phone, call my friends, not to confirm is the news correct or no. Bro, today evening cricket plan is on. We are playing cricket. Leave exams. Exams got cancelled." I still laugh at that moment when I think I cleared my class 10 examination without writing a single paper. That is completely a miracle. And people tell my batch that you guys are not promoted by marks or merit. You guys are promoted because of a virus. And I tell no sir, we were promoted by marks. I wrote 3 offline pre-boards. I repeat, 3 offline pre-boards, and that's why I got 86%. If it was completely online, I would be my school topper. So moving on from that, I moved to St. Joseph's Pre-University College. There I took commerce, and there I took commerce. Firstly, SJPUC is an all-boys college. All-boys college means non-stop fun. Every day, new pranks, loud laughters. But the best thing of SJPUC, like boys college, is the unity. From planning mass bunks to convincing teachers, everything can be done easily. When preparing this speech, my mentor, Toastmaster Chetan, he actually told me, share some pranks, but those are boys college pranks. Some pranks, some things should be kept secretly, cannot be published. But the best part about my SJPUC journey was that I got a chance to represent my college table tennis team, and we ended up winning the under 18 district level championship. That moment was very unforgettable and will be cherished forever. That moment tells us about 2 things. I was good at ping pong, and second thing, I peaked at 18. So after peaking at 18, I joined the St. Joseph College of Commerce, where currently I am pursuing my final year BCom and alongside preparing for my company secretary executive examination. So you see, I come from a joint family, where almost all my family members are in the world of finance. My father, grandfather and uncle, all 3 are chartered accountants. That's why you see I've taken a professional course with my BCom. So I live in a joint family, and joint family teaches us a lot. It teaches us unity. Like the 5 fingers in your hand, every finger is different, but all are equally important. That's exactly how joint family is. You support each other, you adjust, you grow together. That's the beauty of joint family. I'm very lucky to live in a joint family. So apart from academics and family, there are few things I love. I'm a sports enthusiast. I love watching and playing sports, especially cricket. Cricket is just not a game for me. It's an emotion, it's a passion. My favorite cricketer is Virat Kohli. And if you guys are really interested, if you guys really love, you should watch cricket, cricket is just an amazing game. So apart from cricket, I even love binge watching shows and series. My favorite genres in that are adventure, thrill and suspense. Why those? Because that keeps you on the edge of the seat. You don't know what's coming up next, but you're excited, just like life. You don't know what's coming up, but you're ready for it. I even love listening to music. My favorite genres in that are Bollywood and Hindi songs. Those lyrics are magical. And listening music in shuffle mode is the best thing. At one time you're listening to a party song and it goes like party all night, and suddenly the next song is like Khada ho aaj bhi wahi. You're literally planning what you'll do after exams, but then the next song makes you realize, oh, I'm studying for my exam. Okay. And the last thing I love about is traveling. I love traveling. Whether it's a short trip or a long trip, I'm definitely in. Traveling teaches us a lot of things. It teaches us to adapt to new surroundings. It teaches us how to survive without phones. And it shows us how small you are in the big world. And it definitely gives you a reality check on your packing skills, because you forget the most important item you had planned before. So yeah, that's me, a sports enthusiastic, a movie lover, a music lover. And why I joined Toastmasters? I joined Toastmasters because I believe it is equally important to learn how to speak as well as what to speak. And this is the best platform. You get experience and you get evaluated from many of us. You know what to speak, where to speak and how to speak. So that's how I joined Toastmasters, and that's about me. Thank you so much.
Toastmaster Aadishwar, for letting us know so much about yourself. Of course, we all agree college and pranks goes hand in hand. And I love this unity is where one adjusts and grows together. Wonderful. After this speech session, we now enter the most exciting and heart-throbbing session, that is of table topics. And today's table topic master is one of the most committed Toastmasters, and she inspires me a lot. She is passionate about sports like badminton and table tennis. She is a foodie and yet very mindful about her eating habits. She believes that everyday exercise keeps the doctor away. Her involvement in the journey of Toastmasters is inspiring and amazing, and it's time to invite this wonderful table topic master. Put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Apoorva.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. A typical table topic session is where the speakers are chosen at random and given topics on the spot to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. It's almost like challenging your impromptu speaking skills. Today's theme, information, is not knowledge. What a wonderful theme given by our Master of Ceremonies, and I completely agree with it, because knowledge is mastered only through experience, constant practice and learning. For today's table topic session, I am going to connect today's theme with Toastmasters, meaning the speakers will come behind the lectern and speak on topics for 1 to 2 minutes on topics related to Toastmasters. We will get to hear about their experiences, learning and outlook of these various topics which are related to Toastmasters. FYI, for your information, this will play as a catalyst for all our new members to understand and also guests to understand Toastmasters better. So let's quickly get into the topics. The first topic is mentorship. Mentorship, and this topic goes to K Prabhakara.
Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. Mentor is somebody who is going to nurture you and channelize your energy into specific area of expertise. Let's say put it across, what is the difference between a coach and a mentor? Mentor is more on psychological level, and he guides you through how to manage, maneuver smartly what you want to achieve. A coach is different. Let's take a cricket coach. You may be holding the bat in a particular way. He will correct it in such a way that you are going to play better with your skill that you already have. So it's the coach is a skill-oriented person. A mentor is all-encompassing. Maybe he will be directing you to the right skilled person to correct things that is required to be done also. So the mentor is somebody, mentor to a individual, mentor to a club, and mentor to many spaces that you are there. You need to be exhibiting the right kind of talent so that the right kind of mentor takes you under his arm, kind of supports process. So it is not that, and this is the place where you learn kind of things like who is a mentor, who cannot be a mentor, who is maybe a better person for you as a mentor, you can choose. And it's a mutually supportive ambience that support the whole process of mentorship. And in the process, he will open you up to the path of not only communication, but guide you through the path towards leadership. Over to table topic master.
Thank you, K Prabhakara. The next topic is evaluation. Evaluation, and this topic goes to
Toastmaster Chetan.
Have you ever thought about the secret to scoring well in exams? It's evaluation. If you do it reverse, if you get into the minds of the teacher and see what questions they're going to ask you, then you know how to prepare better. Right? So this is the same trick a lot of people use to score well. Let's take, for example, the 10th standard board exams, the math paper specifically. These contain 1 markers, 2 markers, 4 markers, 6 markers. There are 10 1 markers, I think 10 2 markers, so the total is 30 so far, and you've already answered 20 questions. And the remaining 70 marks is divided amongst, I think, 15 or 18 questions. So if you attempt those 4 and 6 markers first, you've attempted 70% of the paper and you're given step marks for each step. Which means the evaluation that the teacher has to put in there and the effort that they have to put in, you're rewarding them proportionately. So as opposed to thinking, hey, I can get this first, instead of, it's a mindset shift. And when you can inculcate that as a student, it makes a big difference to the impact. And I have taught this to a few children over the years, and their scores went from 45, 50 to 80 straight. All they did was answer the 4 and 6 markers before they answered the 2s and 3 markers. So evaluation is that little thing that we all go through every single day, and if we get to reverse engineer that, we get to do a lot of interesting things. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Chetan. The next topic is leadership. Leadership, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Vikram.
When it actually comes to being a leader, it reminds me of my mom actually. Because my mom, she is an entrepreneur, and the quality of being a leader, I think I have to learn that from my dad. Because he keeps me under some fear. Or my mom, like a South very dangerous. Okay. So what do you mean by leader? There's a difference. There are like many people ask me, are you a boss or a leader? And I say I'm a leader because a boss demands. He is like, you are working under my feet. You are supposed to do as I say. But as a leader, if one person is not able to do something, he takes over that charge. And a boss, meanwhile, he keeps like poking until that guy like goes away. Okay, or he'll curse and goes away. So a leader, he supports him. Like if he is not able to do, he supports him. If he is not at all able to, he will keep him aside or he'll put him to some other position, and he will take over the task. But here is the main quality which takes. Being a leader requires a lot of confidence. It requires courage, and of course I don't have it. So the best part of being a leader is not just standing in the top position, but it is to like take your whole team as a chain and not leaving each person behind.
Thank you, Toastmaster Vikram. Next time when you're starting, just a suggestion, start with good morning, good evening, fellow Toastmasters. So, and the next topic is storytelling. Storytelling, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Sachin.
Good evening everyone. So storytelling. The beauty of storytelling is each and everyone in the room has a story to tell, right? Everyone has experienced it. You don't need to be a professional writer or a great speaker to experience a story. So story is not just about telling, it's also, it brings a lot of memories. So coming to storytelling, I can tell you one of my stories. So this happened around 2.5-3 years back. So I'm sure all of us here use Instagram, or at least most of them do. So I was just one day randomly scrolling Instagram, and I just happened to come across this reel. And this reel was about, in Bangalore itself, about a place where you can eat. I'm sure everyone would have got it recommended once or twice. So I got this place. It was very far, but I was ready for it. It was just like a new experience, something like I've never been there. So it was about 1.5 hours away from my house. And even I called my friend. So we both decided, okay, I know it's far, but we will do it. So we both went by car. He actually brought his car. And then we went to that location, and we got to know that the place was closed 2 months back itself. And I still remember, my friend was so furious. He was like, you made me drive 2 hours just for this, wasted my petrol, everything. So he was very angry. So due to that, he made me drive the entire way back. And he didn't speak a single word during that 2-hour drive. We were just occasionally staring at each other. And then I ended up paying the money for the fuel in the end. Yeah, so this was a funny story. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Toastmasters Sachin. The next topic is inspiration. Inspiration, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Samir.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Inspiration. For me, inspiration means one word will come, my father only. Because he is a very disciplined person.
Share any story which you can recall, the incident in your life. Why it inspires you?
Kannada.
Yeah. It's a very good.
ಇದೊಂದು ಸತ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರೇ ನನಗೆ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಈ ಅವರು ತುಂಬ ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಆಗಿರೋರು. ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ವಿಷಯದಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆಗಿ ದುಡ್ಡು ಅಂತ ತೊಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಯಾವತ್ತೂ ಅವರು ಬೇರೆದವ್ರದ್ದು ಇದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದೊಂದು ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿರೋ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ. ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣಂದು ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಅವರು ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಟಿ ಸಿ ಬಂದುಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ, ಇದು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಿ, ಅಂದರೆ ಲಂಚ ಅಂತೀವಲ್ಲ ಆ ಥರ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಿ ಅಡ್ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ ಸೀಟು, ಆ ಥರ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣನೂ ಅದೇ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಯೂಶುವಲ್, ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಅಂದರೆ ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣನೂ ಅದೇ ಥರ. ಅವನೇನು ಮಾಡ್ದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಟಿಕೆಟ್ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿದೆ, ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರು ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್ನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಾನು ಈ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದು ಹೇಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಮಾತಾಡೋದು. ಅವಾಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ನಡೆಯೋಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ, ಆಯಿತು ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣ ನಾನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡೋಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ಫೈನ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ. 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅವ್ನು ಕೇಳಿದ್ದು, 500 ಫೈನ್. ನಮ್ಮಣ್ಣ 500 ಪೇ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬಂದಾದಮೇಲೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಇದೇ ಕೇಳಿದೆ, ಇಲ್ಲ ಯಾಕೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೈನಾಗಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಬೇರೆ ಟ್ರೈನಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದೆ. ಸೊ ಅವಾಗ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು, ಈ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ ತಕ್ಷಣ ಅವ್ರು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೋಬಿಂದ 500 ತೆಗೆದು ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು, ಇಲ್ಲ ನೀವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದು ಸರಿ, ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಆದರೂ ಇದು ಮಾಡೋ ಅಂತ, ಇದನ್ನೇ ಇದು ಮಾಡು, ನೀವು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ 400 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಉಳಿತು ಅಂತ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇದು ಮಾಡಿ ಲಂಚದ ಗದೆ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಬರಲಿಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಅದು ಖುಷಿ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿ ನನಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಫಾದರ್ ಒಂಥರ ಇನ್ಸ್ಪಿರೇಷನ್.
Thank you, Toastmaster Samir. The next topic is networking. Networking, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Rahul.
Happy evening, dear Toastmasters and my fellow guests. This word networking has taken a different meaning in my life in lately, like 2-3 months back, because I keep learning, words keep their meaning keeps changing for me. Like knowledge is something different, information is something different. Instead of networking, I stopped it and started using a word called target networking. Very simple. You are being in business world, you have limited time. I am coming here Toastmasters, very simple, to do target networking, to learn. Here all our students, everyone has come with a single purpose, saying that I want to learn. That is why here I call it as it's a target network group. When we go to business, crack a deal, we don't meet to everyone. You know who is that target person. Because by doing this single activity, we all will encash on our time, plus we will reap the benefits of it. I'll just tell you one incident, what I remember on the theme, information is not knowledge. One thing which I learned from where I did my articleship, there's something called wisdom theory. Wisdom theory. So a data is recorded that is transformed into information with Excel, Word or PPT. That same information is again, via knowledge, it is given a meaning. When I say knowledge, being a chartered accountant, I have GST ka knowledge, income tax ka knowledge. I know how to read that information via that knowledge. The next level is something which the world is willing to pay for that, which is called wisdom, which exactly everyone is looking for. So next time when we are targeting, or if we want to grow in our careers, or we want to excel in life, don't go for data, information, knowledge, but seek wisdom, because wisdom will give you that intellect which we can use. With this, I hand it over.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rahul. The next topic is confidence. Confidence, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. Confidence, courage, conviction, commitment, desire, direction, dedication, discipline. These are my favorite words. Always, I talk in all my Mr. Prabhakara must have noted, and he gives the comment. Always you speak on that only. That is the words. Confidence is the one. You must have a confidence. If you have a confidence, 50% of the job is done. First, you must have a confidence. So, to have a confidence and to get the 50% of the job done, the job you are going to do should be a very good one, not the wicked one and other things. That will not work in your life. Have a clear-cut ideas in the things. So, my job in the factory is to observe we have a 250 workforce, observe them, call them, talk to them, and give them a confidence in them. I always note what is their strength and what is their weakness. I always talk to the other people, harp on his strength, not on his weakness. Give a job which I can get most this thing. I get many people asking for a job. I told them, come to my factory, come at between 12 to 1, have a lunch with me. Then I speak to those people. I try to understand all those things. Today one girl came. She is electrical and electronics engineer, very good in communications. So far I have not come across such a person. She is also going to take up some exams. I think she was called for an interview, some very good post in government of Karnataka. Sir, they wanted 80 lakhs corruption, that's why I am unable to. Even though I am very good in that one, I couldn't get it done. I felt very sorry. I gave her a confidence, nothing to worry. And she is appearing for IAS. I spoke to many of my industrialists. They have assured them a job. I give a confidence. Whoever comes to me, that is my job. So first of all, you must give the confidence to him so that he will make it. So that is what my advice to all the young students coming here. Why I came here is I am in the midst of young people, so that I will also feel an young person. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veerabhadrappa. The next topic is icebreaker. Icebreaker, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Bhavana.
Toastmasters and dear guests. Okay, so the topic is icebreaker. Let me talk about my first the icebreaker speech first. We had 2 icebreakers today, and so it is easy for me. The topic is also very easy. Thank you for the topic. So icebreaker, it's for the club. I mean, here it's for the club to get so that you get more comfortable with the club and not become nervous like how I am right now. I don't know why I'm so nervous today. By the way. So while talking about my icebreaker, I just so what I did for my icebreaker speech was I just noted down all the points that was great about me and what I wanted to do coming to Toastmasters, what I wanted to learn, what I wanted to achieve, and about my passions and hobbies. That's how you introduce yourself to others, so that they get a glimpse of who you are as a person. And that's what, it's not just about an icebreaker speech. Like, even when you are in a new setting, icebreaker is so important because people usually want to know who you are as a person from within instead of just what you bring on the table. And I've taken, my pathway is strategic relationships. So that way I took that pathway because I want to network, and for networking, icebreaker is something that is really important. So I really want to work on icebreakers. That's my take on the topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Bhavana. The next topic is body language and voice modulation. Body language and voice modulation. This topic goes to Toastmaster Shiva.
Sometimes the topic is so simple that you don't know what to say. Madam, Table Topics Master, fellow Toastmasters and esteemed guests. Speaking of body language and voice modulation, I can probably tell you about the first time I had to give a speech based on body language and voice modulation, and I had to pick a story in order to do that. I think the YLP participants will also remember. So I picked a particularly weird story. It was about an imaginary story, not the gun one. The imaginary story about a guy renting out his house in JP Nagar, and then there was a ghost. If you watched the recent Kannada movie, Sue from So, something along those lines, and people being afraid that there is a ghost and that there actually wasn't any ghost. So something along those lines. And what helps when you use voice modulation and body language during a speech is it helps you reach the audience. It's like you're sitting with your friend in a tea shop or just having a casual conversation, and when you pretend to be different people on stage, and when they see that character coming onto you, onto your body, and they can relate more to it, they can enjoy the dramatics of what you're delivering on stage, and it helps connect better to the audience, is all I can say about body language and voice modulation. Over to the table topics.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shiva. The next topic is empowerment. Empowerment, and this topic goes to Toastmaster Vaibhav.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. So the topic I've been given is empowerment. So one thing that comes to my mind, like if I hear the word empowerment, is women empowerment, obviously. So our country, so obviously the past of women in our country wasn't really great. A lot of practices were against the freedom and expression of women in our country. but things have changed, and for the betterment of women, and women are not just being married off to someone and kind of being dependent on a man for their needs and their happiness. The society is slowly evolving, and the attitude towards women is changing, and they are offering equal professional opportunities to women as well, so that they don't have to be dependent on a man for their needs, and they can live their life happily however they want on their own terms. So I think, so concluding my speech, short speech on this women empowerment, I think a lot of changes, especially in remote areas, is to be done in order to completely eliminate the challenges that women in our country face. But with that, back to the table of the
Thank you, Toastmaster Vaibhav. The last topic for the evening is communication and stage presence. Communication and stage presence. This topic goes to DTM U Bhat.
Madam Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters, welcome guests. In fact, one thing I have been telling in my evaluations, always I was assessing a person's speech, whether it be an icebreaker or any speech. How was his presence behind the lectern? How he was comfortable with them, how he was comfortable with the audience. And in my opinion, in my last so many 26 years of association with the Toastmasters, our single purpose behind lecture, in my opinion, is to be comfortable to express your views. So the communication becomes automatic, and it definitely reaches the audience as long as you are comfortable with yourself. Many persons say that whenever someone asks me a question, table topic answer, butterfly starting in my stomach. Nothing wrong in that. If someone doesn't feel nervous before coming here, I feel he is not going to be a good speaker. Everyone has to be nervous, then only you will be, because the nervousness shows you don't want to make yourself a fool. You have to create some impression, you have to make sense of what you say. So that all this present, ultimately, the aim is to become that comfortable with yourself. So how do you do that? So we say butterflies flying in the stomach. The challenge is to make the butterflies fly in formation and fly away powerfully. And during all our speeches, one thing we are developing is how we are going to be behind comfortable behind the lectern. How you are able to take charge of the whole situation, as though you are commanding the whole mass over sitting over here, and make the last person understand what you are trying to say. And you make sense, you make yourself, with a good speech, a good opening is a powerful opening, a good body conclusion. And communication is complete, as long as you make sense and there is a message to be delivered. So as long as this communication and the presence of mind, they are linked in a way that once you are comfortable behind the lectern, once you are having the presence behind the lectern, taking care of all that, communication with all your knowledge and what you want to share, with the comfort level what you are having, you are going to be a good communicator. That's my take on that.
Thank you for the fantastic response, DTM U Bhat. With that, we come to the end of today's table topic session. Hoping that this played a small role in for the new Toastmasters to help them understand our Toastmasters journey and Mekon communication journey a little better. Thank you, and over to the Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, Toastmaster Apoorva, for that wonderful session. I'm sure we all have got an insight on inspiration, ice break, leadership, and many more things. There are times when we drown ourselves in information, and then we starve and have thirst for knowledge. Now we will break for networking, and I assure you that you will not starve or be thirsty because wonderful snacks and lemon tea awaits you. So let's meet after 10 minutes. Welcome back, dear Toastmasters, to the final session of our meeting. It is said that when knowledge transcends, it leads to wisdom. That is something we are going to speak some other time. But for today, it's time to introduce our general evaluator. She's a special person who radiates energy. She holds a postgraduate diploma in system management and has completed her finance from ICAI. She's a Rotarian and involved with one of the leading NGOs, which is Inner Wheel for Women, voluntary organization. She has served as Sergeant at Arms in our club and has been the past president of Mekong Communication Club. You will see her occasionally, but when you see her, she radiates charm and lightens the atmosphere with her smile. And now it's time to welcome our general evaluator. Put your hands together and welcome Toastmaster Lalana.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for that kind introduction. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests.
Good evening.
As the general evaluator, I'll be reflecting on the proceedings of the meeting with the help of the role takers and individual evaluators. Before I start off, I would ask you to vote for the best speaker and the best table topic speaker. I think the ballots have been set. I'll give you 30 seconds to do that. Okay, we'll get on with the evaluation now. The meeting started at 6:24 p.m., which was slightly late. Though the president was here, there were some things which were being discussed, and maybe that is how it got late. And a couple of role takers also, I think, came late. So maybe we can improve on it from the next meeting. In the business session, President requested the members to give speeches and take up roles. She also requested TTM K Prabhakara to educate members on how to address the members when they are behind the lectern, speaking in various capacities. I think this was a good initiative, and the members also got to know how to address when they are here. And this, I think, also was for the benefit of the new members, as we have a lot of them here today. Then the Vice President Education, Toastmaster Apoorva, gave an update on the role takers for the next meeting. She also informed that she was collating information about the level of member speeches and which part they are in, so that they can work towards achieving their ECP goals in this term. Then it was the turn of the Sergeant at Arms, Toastmaster Rachana, who started off the meeting. She related to the theme by speaking about knowledge craft and how it's different for everyone based on their life experiences. She also made it interesting by giving 2 examples of the name of a restaurant and a township, which we think means differently, but when you actually find out what it is, it's entirely different. And her introduction of the president was innovative through a quiz about the president for the members. But actually her time limit is only 2 minutes. Rachana, I think, went on to more than 5 minutes. Maybe you could have spoken briefly about the theme, though it was interesting. You took more time to explain about the theme. So that way, though the presence interaction was innovative, the time was more. Maybe you can take it to see that your time limit is less than, whatever is the time, you can stick to your time limit rather. But for that, great effort by Sergeant at Arms Toastmaster Rachana. Can we have a big round of applause?
Madam General Evaluator, I would just like to pause you for a second. I think I'm making it a couple of times announcement that please refrain yourself from voting for other than that what our General Evaluators asked. Please do not vote for the best evaluator, TAPG and MTG roles because people have to still finish their reporting and I see a lot of responses coming in. So I would request everyone, please only vote for the best speaker and best table topic speaker. Once everyone finishes with their reports, we will give you 30 seconds. During that time, you can go ahead and vote for the person you feel has done their roles to the best. Thank you. Thank you.
Coming to the president, she started off with the guest introductions and the secretary's report was read out by Toastmaster Shuba in the absence of the secretary. She read it out in a clear and crisp manner. Then Toastmaster President Latha started the meeting and speaking on the theme, she connected brilliantly with what happens in a Toastmasters meeting and how the minutes of meeting is written. She summarized how information, if processed and assimilated properly and correctly, becomes knowledge. So it was a great effort by Toastmaster Latha and also the new members as we have a lot of them here. So this meeting has been all about that, I suppose, today from what I've been observing from the beginning of the business session. It was informative for them as well, so they come to know what it is all about and maybe they'll all start reading the minutes of the meeting from now on and get to know about what happens. And her introduction of the MCA was also good with all the relevant details. And of course, we all like Toastmaster Jyothi for her dramatic address. So can we have a big round of applause for President Toastmaster Latha, please? We now have the evaluation of the speeches. The first speaker was Toastmaster Suresh. I request the individual evaluator, Toastmaster Puneeth, to evaluate the speech.
Good evening once again to the members and guests and my target speaker, Toastmaster Suresh. I sometimes feel that there are members who walk into a Toastmasters club who do not need a Toastmasters club. But the Toastmasters club needs them. We need such members. Having said that, Suresh, your strength was really your presence, your stance, your voice. You have such a powerful voice and you occupy space on the stage that I can totally imagine you walking into a police station and the police officer will start shaking in his boots. So you have that at the start itself. And thanks to your mentorship of Bhat sir, you have the speech structure in place. You had a very clear chronology throughout your icebreaker speech. You started off, had a good body of and structure of your speech, and had a conclusion where you also stated what you want to do next and why you are here and how it aligns with your goals. Having said all of this, there are a few aspects I would touch upon. I felt we wanted to know more about your childhood. What were you like? What is the equation between your siblings? Your dad and mother and you, where did you grow up? Was it in Jayanagar? Was it in somewhere else in a tier 2 city where there were mountains or lakes? You would have liked to know those elements. Perhaps also maybe your hobbies. Like the second icebreaker speaker was into cricket. What were your hobbies? Was it gilli danda? Was it kho-kho? Was it cricket? Those would have added another element. While the speech focused on your financial journey in life and a little bit of educational journey, I miss the personal, the family angle to it. I understand you spoke about your wife and your son, but a little bit more would have helped us place you in our minds better. Having said that, I must congratulate you because not only was this your first speech, but also a topic that you picked that was very close to your heart and very emotional. And we could connect with you every time you stopped and stuttered. So those are some things that will change as you progress in Toastmasters. The only final thing I have to add as a summary is you have the presence, you have the voice, which is powerful. You have all the elements of a public speaker. And with the support of Mekon Toastmasters, you'll be able to cook speeches after speeches. Having said that, looking forward to hearing more speeches from you. Thank you, and back to the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Puneeth, for your constructive evaluation, as it was the speaker's first speech. And you touched on the speaker's strengths, such as his confidence and his strong presence behind the lectern. Your suggestions about giving more information about his family and interests was also appropriate. So, can we have a round of applause for both the evaluator and the speaker? The second speech was by Toastmaster Aadishwar. I request the interim evaluator, Toastmaster Shuba, to give the evaluation.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests.
Good evening.
And congratulations to Toastmaster Aadishwar for completing his icebreaker speech. He came here bursting with energy and literally poured his heart out without hesitating to tell us his interests, hobbies, passions, his family. I think it was a very no filter, no reservations about sharing with all of us who he is as a person. So he was confident, expressive, enthusiastic, and it was a very well structured speech as well. You started off with where you've grown up, Bangalore, and you related it to a very relatable experience to all of us, and you moved on to a very significant experience in school, which being COVID and not writing an exam at the end, and you took us on a journey with you through those moments, and you also sprinkled a lot of humor in your speech. Example being you got promoted by a virus. Moving on, you told us about your passion for sports, table tennis, and Virat Kohli. The TV shows you watch, the kind of adventure and thrill kind of genre, and music, Bollywood, Hindi songs, and your love for travel. But overall, what I really liked about your speech was that for whatever you said, you supported it with either an experience or why. For example, when you spoke about your joint family, you jumped into the value of a joint family and even gave us a beautiful metaphor of your hand and how all parts come together. So overall, I would say brilliantly done. If I had to give a suggestion, maybe you could have slowed down a little bit. I know it's maybe nerves or something, but you could have given a few pauses here and there, and maybe a little more details about your family. But otherwise, great. You're a speaker, a fabulous speaker in the making, and looking forward to more speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shuba, for that great evaluation. You rightly highlighted the strengths of the speaker, such as his confidence, enthusiasm, and of course his well-structured speech. Your recommendation to the speaker to maybe slow down a bit, I also felt the same. So, anyway, good job. Can we have a round of applause for both the speaker and the I now request the roll takers to give their reports. Timer, Toastmaster Deepa.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. And here is the time report. Meeting commenced at 6:24 p.m. and business session welcome by Sergeant Tam. Time allotted 2 minutes. Time taken 5 minutes 22 seconds. President address. Time allotted was 5 minutes. Time taken was 6 minutes 8 seconds. Introduction of Toastmasters of evening. Time allotted 1 minute and took 40 seconds. Report on previous meeting. Time allotted was 2 minutes. Time actual taken was 2 minutes 37 seconds. And Master of Ceremonies allotted 20 minutes and taken 17.71 seconds. 17 minutes 17 seconds. And speakers, Toastmasters Suresh, ice-breaking session. Time allotted was 4 to 6 minutes and actual time taken 6 minutes 15 seconds. And evaluation, Toastmaster Puneeth, allotted time was 2 minutes and time taken was 2 minutes 38 seconds. And second speaker, Toastmaster Aadishwar, allotted time was 4 to 6 minutes, time taken 5 minutes 55 seconds. Evaluation, Toastmaster Shuba, allotted time was 2 minutes, time taken 2 minutes 25 seconds. Table topic master, Apoorva, time allotted was 20 minutes and time taken 20 seconds. And individual time table topic masters I have noted down there. And the break time allotted was 10 minutes and actual time taken 11 minutes. General evaluation so far 6 minutes 51 seconds and I will update the remaining. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Deepa, for that, for recording all the timings excellently. Can we have a round of applause for that great? I request our counter Toastmaster Sakshi to give her report.
Good evening again to all the Toastmasters. Coming back to the R counter report, some of us transcended the filler words, struggle, and others, well, let's say just we were somewhere still between information overload and a verbal traffic jam. Here's my quick report of our counters today. First of all, the members who were flawless today: Toastmaster Rachana, Toastmaster Latha, Toastmaster Puneeth, Toastmaster DTM AKP, Toastmaster Chetan, Toastmaster Rahul, DTM U Bhat, and our General Evaluator, Toastmaster Lalana. And coming to the speakers who had few filler words and pauses today: Toastmaster Jyothi, 3 hours and 2 pauses. Toastmaster Deepa, 3 hours. Toastmaster Sakshi, 2 to 3 hours. Toastmaster Nandakishore, 3 hours. Sachin, 1 hour. Toastmaster Suresh, 2 pauses. Toastmaster Aadishwar, 4 hours, 1 and few crutch words and filler words such as so, yeah, okay, and you know was used many times. Toastmaster Shuba, was used many times, and your crutch word very and. Toastmaster Apoorva, 1 pause. Toastmaster Sachin, 1 Toastmaster Vikram, filler word actually. Toastmaster DTM Veerabhadrappa, this thing is the filler word or the crutch word. Toastmaster Bhavana, 1 and repeated word so. Toastmaster Shiva, 3 A. Toastmaster Vaibhav 1 A. And this is all about the counter report today. Remember, silence is golden, especially when it replaces an A. Keep practicing it, and soon we'll be filler-free sages, turning information to knowledge, one word at a time. Back to you, Toastmaster Latha.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sakshi, for that very detailed report. I now invite Toastmaster Nandakishore to give his report as a Grammarian.
Good evening again, Toastmasters and guests. Let me present you the Grammarian report, and I'll start with what I really heard it quite catchy. Toastmaster Jyothi, while her process of preparing the cake by her daughter, has mentioned one statement: knowledge is key differentiator, not the information. Very powerful statement. It is need to be applied in all stages of the life. And followed by the icebreaker speech by Toastmaster Suresh, survival to service. It encapsulates the total essence of the life, to take something from the nature and give it back as service. And that was followed by icebreaker speech by Aadishwar. It's a blockbuster one. And you mentioned how, where and what to speak, which is very important in all stages of the life that we have to follow. Thank you very much. And it was followed by the table topics. DTM Sir Prabhakara has mentioned difference between the coach and the mentor, and how do we have to use our mentors to a full extent to gain the full benefit out of it. Toastmaster Chetan has mentioned about reverse engineering, which I think I will take home to implement on my kids. And Toastmaster Rahul has mentioned about target networking, where the customer focus is very important for us to meet our goals in our day-to-day life as well as our work as well. And the list of people who has Toastmasters who have mentioned the word transcend in their speeches: TTM Prabhakara, TTM Toastmaster Rahul, and Toastmaster Sakshi. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nandakumar. While it was evident that you were keenly listening to all the speakers, as a grammarian, actually, you have to focus on the good words used by the speakers and the not so good words used by the speakers, and how many times the word of the day is used. It looked like you were evaluating all the speakers and what they spoke about. I don't think that is necessary. Maybe some phrases are fine, like you used a phrase used by Toastmaster Jyothi. Such phrases, some catchy and good phrases, and maybe you can keep listening to good words, and maybe somebody might have made a grammatical mistake. Maybe you can also listen to that and explain to them how they can use it in a better way. But for that, great effort. Can we have it? I would now like to invite Parliamentary Procedure Evaluator Toastmaster Sachin.
Good evening, everyone. So my report as the PP evaluator. So the meeting was very smooth. There were no phone rings, no talk of any sex, religion, or politics, and no kinds of crosstalks when the speaker were giving their speeches. And also the entries and exits were done only during applause, so which was a good thing. So thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sachin, for your report. So now can we have a round of applause for all the role takers who ensure that the meetings go on seamlessly every week. We'll now come to the table topics master, Toastmaster Apoorva. She started off by explaining the purpose of the Toastmasters meeting. and she explained that she would be giving the topics related to our Toastmasters meeting, and that is what she did as well. So it was a great initiative, Toastmaster Apoorva, since we have a lot of new members, and I'm sure they all got to know what all these terms in Toastmasters mean, and it was a good learning experience for all of them. And yeah, that's it. And especially all our seasoned Toastmasters had very good takes, like maybe Chetan's talk about evaluation. I think you spoke about evaluation, so that was a good example as well. So can we have a great round of applause for Toastmaster Apoorva? Now we'll come to the lady of the moment, the MC, Toastmaster Jyothi. It was a very interesting theme, and various speakers had different perspectives on the theme. It was really interesting to listen to all of them, the Sergeant Terms and the President, and of course your take on the theme. Toastmaster Jyothi explained how we have access to various information at our fingertips, which is found all over on the internet and other social media as well. But this need not necessarily be knowledge. This is a lot of information for all of us, and many a time we don't know how to decipher this information as well. And she also gave the example of her daughter baking a cake and not knowing how to differentiate between two different flours. That was really nice, though it was funny, like it was also thought-provoking. She concluded by saying that knowledge is how to use information in the right sense. So that was a great take on the theme. And your transition from your theme to the history of Toastmasters was also done very well. Then Toastmaster Jyothi also went on to explain about the meeting structure of Toastmasters, and the introduction of role takers was also done very well. Role takers and the speakers as well. Like in Toastmaster, we follow this ITS, what our TTM K Prabhakara always talks about. Introduction of the speaker, the title, and the speaker's name. So that was also done well. Thank you, Toastmaster Jyothi, for conducting the meeting seamlessly. And can we have a thunderous round of applause? And many of our speakers today have spoken about improving our communication skills and leadership skills. However, I would like to say listening skills are also equally important in Toastmasters. Like in the business session, Toastmaster TTM A.K. Prabhakara spoke about how we address as speakers when we come behind the lectern. And Toastmaster Suresh, who gave his icebreaker speech, I think you didn't address the members when you started off your speech. You could have said Toastmasters, guests, and good evening fellow Toastmasters, guests, and then started off your speech. I was thinking, like, generally they speak about something and then they come to address, but then it did not happen. Maybe you can take, it was also your icebreaker speech, and I understand you would have been nervous and you were also looking into your notes, I think, when the business session was happening. Maybe you can take care of this in your next speech. And I think, Vikram, did you address the speakers when you came? Yeah, you can also, that also was actually explained when DTM A.K. Prabhakara said, Madam Table Topic Master, fellow Toastmasters and guests, and then you can start off with your speech. So why I'm telling is listening skills are also equally important. It was mentioned in the business session, and I don't know how many of us were attentively listening to that. So that is why I'm mentioning this, and please take care of all this. And Toastmaster Rahul said fellow guests. I was actually listening to everything. So it is fellow Toastmasters and yes, yes. So with that, I would like to hand over the charge back to the MC.
thank you, General Evaluator Toastmaster Lalana, for that wonderful evaluation given today. I'm sure we have all learned the importance of giving and receiving feedback and to implement it to become a much better Toastmasters, speakers and leaders. So as we come to the end of the meeting today, my dear Toastmasters, I'm sure we have all learned many a times information is just which fills our mind to some limit, but knowledge is something that fills our life and takes us to a long way ahead. With this, I hand over the lectern back to our President Toastmaster Latha.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Jyothi. I hope you guys all had a wonderful session with a lot of learnings, 2 icebreakers, excellent table topics where we could understand what these particular terms that other Toastmasters mean, and an evaluation which gave a detailed feedback on how the session went and how we can improve ourselves. There's a special session right now wherein I would like to call upon distinguished Toastmaster K Prabhakara to induct our new members.
I request our newly minted members Deepa, Aadishwar, Suresh, Samir, Rahul, Vikram and Nandakishore. Please be on this side. We have this tradition of inducting new members to our club so that our members become familiar and they become familiar with the way we conduct the meetings. So this is a formal kind of oath-taking ceremony. Membership in Toastmasters is a privilege, and the only way to gain the benefits of our program is to actively participate. Do you, I have taken your names, promise to be active members of this club, to attend meetings regularly and prepare fully for your duties?
Yes.
Do you promise to fulfill the other points of Toastmaster promise?
Yes.
So hope you have read the Toastmaster promise. Okay. Now I request all the members of our club to please rise from their seats. Do you, members of Mekong Communication Club, promise to support the new members here as they work through the Toastmasters program?
Yes.
Please, thank you. Please be seated. It's my pleasure now to declare all of you here as installed members of Mekong Communication Club. Please be seated.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster K Prabhakara, for inducting our new members, and now we can call them as Toastmasters. Congratulations, everybody. Now, all of you can, the remaining for the MTG role, TAPG roles, and the evaluators, you can cast your vote. There are only 17 responses and 22 people in the room. And there will be certain changes I've done in the ballot, so one person can vote only once. So the changes have already been done by me. So only once you can vote. There cannot be multiple voting from now on.
Extra is there.
Not sir. Now no one can do extra. Only one person is done. Once if they do, it's done. Second time they can't vote. Two more. Okay, since the majority voting have been done, I will go ahead with the ribbons. So the best table topic speaker goes to the person who spoke about evaluation, Toastmaster Chetan. The best TAPG role taker, a person who elaborately explained what her role was, gave a lot of insight and helped us to understand what your are, how can you prevent them. It goes to Toastmasters Sakshi, our accountant for the day. Now coming to the best evaluator, it goes to our guest evaluator, Toastmaster Puneeth. Now coming to the best MTG role taker. It goes to the person who gave us this beautiful theme, information is not knowledge, and so much knowledge was spread today. It goes to our MC for the day, Toastmaster Jyothi. This is the response we really like when someone takes a ribbon. It's like music to the ears. Two very good speakers who just started their Toastmasters journey and a long way to go for them, but only one person gets the ribbon. Now, this ribbon of best speaker for the day goes to Toastmaster Aadishwar. Thank you, everybody. And I will request everyone not to network here. Please go down and continue networking. Once I end the meeting, we will be arriving for a national anthem. Now I hereby close the meeting number 1328.